Okay, so yesterday, this is a review of what we did yesterday and what you're doing today. Yesterday we talked about median. Today we're going to talk about IQR and outliers. The 5-number summary is your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Your minimum, these guys, that's your 5-number summary. It's used to make your box and whisker plot. Remember, your data is organized in 25% groups. So 25% of your stuff is here, 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 and here for a total of 100%. On this note, another thing we can talk about is data distribution. Is the data spread out or is it clustered together? That's one. And here's the other one. Is it symmetric or is it skewed right or left? If it's skewed right, there's some weirdos on the right. If there's skewed left, it's some weirdos on the left. Now, we've got an example here that we can use. We're going to be talking about outliers. In order to find an outlier, we have to do all this other work first, and then we find them. Okay, so we have this data here. I have another video which shows how to use Desmos to put data in to find these 5 numbers. The IQR is Q3 minus Q1. So in this situation, Q1 is here at 6, Q3 is 13, so it's 13 minus 6 equals 7. That's how they got the IQR. Now, we have to find what's called the lower fence and the upper fence. The lower fence, this basically says lowest normal value. So mathematicians say in a group of data, there's normal data, and then there's stuff that's not normal. If it's outside our fences, it's not normal. It's called an outlier. An upper fence is the highest. Value. Highest normal value. Anything outside of that is considered an outlier. Here's the formula to do lower fence. Q1 minus IQR times 1.5. This is your formula. In this situation, Q1 was 6, so 6 minus 7 times 1.5. You put it in the calculator, you get negative 4.5. There are no values less than negative 4.5, so there's no outliers on the bottom. How about at the top? Here's our formula. This is a plus sign. Q3, which is 13, plus IQR times 1.5. 13 plus comes out to 23.5. Is there any? Yes, there's 2 right here. Those 2 numbers are officially outliers. Are they on there? There they are. So both 20 and 30 are considered outliers because they're greater than our upper fence. Here's how it looks on a graph. I'm going to zoom in a little bit more. There's no outliers over here, so you can put your lowest value. That's your Q1. Or your minimum, your Q1, your median, your Q3. Since you have these 2 outliers, this is now your new max. This 14 becomes the new max. So, there it is. Our Q3 was 13. We do not put a fence, we just put an asterisk to show our outliers. Okay, let's test this out and see, is there an outlier in this data? First thing, IQR equals Q3 minus Q1. Q3 is right here, 14. Q1 is 9. 14 minus 9 is 5. The IQR equals 5. Now what we got to do is figure out the lower fence. I'm going to use the letters LF for lower fence equals my Q1, 9 minus 5 times 1.5. So it's 9. 9 minus parentheses 5 times 1.5. Total answer, lower fence is 1.5 hours. Here's my lower fence, somewhere around here. There's no data down this low, so that it's okay. There's no outliers on the bottom. How about the top? So upper fence. UF, upper fence, makes it easy. My Q3 is 14 plus 5 times 1.5. 14 plus 5 times 1.5. Right? 5 is my IQR. Upper fence, Q3 plus IQR times 1.5. 21.5. My upper fence equals 21.5. 21.5, here's 21.5. Yes, there are some data, but we don't know exactly how many points are out here. So we know there's some outliers on this because they just gave us the box and whisker and not the data points. We know there's an outlier. We don't know how many. Okay, that's the end of this note.